G'day avocado enthusiasts and plant friends alike. I would like to show you something. This here is the camera that I use to make all of my stock grows and avocado tree videos, and that's pretty cool videos and occasionally other videos as well. This is my Canon EOS 90D and I really like it. It's not the camera I'm using to film right now. I'm using my second camera, my EOS 700D, which isn't quite as good, but it does the job. But I have something else to show you. This here, Luna's gonna join us almost. This is my Canon EOS 3000 and this is as old as I am. This was released in 1996 and it's very different to my 90D. Why? Well, I can't video anything on this because this is a film camera. Now, judging by my analytics, some of you have probably not used film before. Some of you almost certainly have. I was born kind of in the era where film was still everywhere, but digital was coming in. So as a child, I shot on film, but after the age of like 10, I never saw a film again. Like everything was digital. Until my wife actually wanted to start getting into film. So I decided to have a look, and this is not quite as vintage or retro as some of the cameras out there, but this is still a film camera. So what's the difference? Well, this takes digital images. It turns an image that it can see into essentially code that it can then display as an image. You can email, you can transfer it over Wi-Fi, you can upload it to YouTube, whatever. Whereas this one, when the shutter opens, the light enters through and leaves an impression physically on a piece of film, which is why I cannot open this now. I was going to show you the film that I'm using, but I'll have to wait until after I've finished it, because if I open this now, it's going to ruin a frame, which I don't want to do. But what I am going to do with this is take a bit of a plant tour around my house. Now, I love keeping plants. I actually don't know quite how many plants I have at the moment. I've got heaps. And one of the things that I really like about them is seeing them grow and change slowly over time and investing into that. And I think that's very, very beautiful. And having a record of that, I think, is also really lovely. And I've got Instagram and I've got YouTube for that. But what I thought I'd do today is to take a bit of a snapshot of a bunch of my plants today and actually physically put them in a photo album. I recognize this is not the most economic way to take photos of things. I could use my camera, I could use my iPhone and I could print those photos, but there's something really charming about film, I think. And I've been doing film photography for about 6 months and there's just something really timely about it. I'm not sure. There's something really special about only having 36 shots to take before I can then go and get them developed. And then a week later, I'll see what they look like. So that's what I'm going to do today. Don't worry, I will get the digital scans of it, so I'll be able to show you properly on screen. But I'm actually going to make a bit of a photo album. So come with me today as I have a look through my houseplant collection and I'll give you a bit of a tour and we'll take some photos. Now, most of my collection is actually on these shelves behind me, and I'm going to spend a little bit of time here. It's currently, it's not quite sunset. I wanted to wait before there were big shadows coming across the room before I take some photos, but I can't take photos on this with too darker light because it's not as good at taking them. I know there are settings and I'm still very new at using this and I'm getting my head around it, but there's kind of about golden hour now, but I also have the overhead lights on inside. So I'm gonna just go through and take some photos of my shelves. And because I wanna give you a similar experience to what I'm having, because I'm not gonna see what the photos look like until I get them developed, I'm gonna save showing you my photos until the end. We'll go through a bit of a reveal together, but I'll show you some, I will show you the plants now on digital, on film, on video, not film, this is film, on video, and we'll have a look. So I'm gonna turn it on, take off my lens cap, and we'll take some photos. Let's see if you can have a look through there. We'll take a photo like that. Isn't that a nice sound? I don't know what that's gonna look like, we'll see. Right, I'm gonna start with one of the older, like it's a 4 or 5 year old plant now. My heartleaf philodendron. It's just this one here. And I have taken so many cuttings from this. I've got sprinkled this around my world. I've given it as gifts. I've got it in my classroom. I've got it all over the place. It's a gorgeous plant. And I want to get a snapshot of it. Now, I'm wondering how much I try and get of it because it's quite long. Like, it's coming down to here, and it's in the pot up here. Well, I'll step back and I'll just take a shot. There it is. This devil's ivy, or Epipremnumerium, was actually grown from a cutting from my late grandmother's plant. So there's a bit of a sentimentality for it. I'm actually making a video about this, a longer term one, but I'm gonna take a photo of it today, just to have a snapshot in time. I think there's a good chance I got in that one because it's quite reflective, that surface. I'm not going to talk about every single thing that I take a photo of right now. We'll save it to the end, but I'm just going to go through my shelves here, take some photos, and we'll see what they're like later. I'm really enjoying this so far. This is fun. Oh, I might move this one out so we can actually see it. Monstera deliciosa albo, I bought this at the end of last year as a 2-leaf plant. It has since then gifted me with 3 gorgeous new leaves. And I mean, just look at those things. So I might set this one up on a slightly different place so that you can actually see it, because right now it's definitely competing for space with the Tycon, which is absolutely gorgeous, but much larger than this one. So I might set this one aside to take a photo of, because that's one that I expect will grow very well in the next little while. Trying to get a photo of the Tycon, it's too tall. That avocado needs a water. I'm not sure if I want to take a photo of that right now. It's looking a little droopy. This Hoya australis is just going absolutely bananas, but it hasn't flowered yet, and I'm really quite anxious for it to flower. I've had it for like 3 years now, and it's absolutely massive. Like, just look at the size of that thing. And yet no flowers yet. So that's something I'm hanging out for in the next, hopefully, year. We'll see. The cactus on this shelf here actually has a bit of a story. This may be the first plant that I ever bought with my own money, actually. This was a gift that I gave to my girlfriend back when I was 15 years old. And 5 years later, I married her. And so it's come back into my house, I suppose. And so this is now my, I don't know, 13, 14-year-old cactus. Our cactus, it's not just mine. But it's very sweet there, and it's doing all right. Doing a lot better since I started watering it more regularly. Might move over and have a look at some moss poles. You're actually getting a little bit of a sneak peek at a couple of projects that I'm currently working on, which will be published eventually, but I've been growing things on moss poles for the last, I don't know, 9 months, and I'm absolutely loving it. I mean, look at these things. I'm gonna take a couple of maybe slightly more artsy snaps, like some zooms in and try and get some roots in there as well. I really like these. I love the really thick foliage, so I'm gonna take some photos. This is becoming one of my favorites very quickly. This is my pink princess philodendron. It's only small at the moment, but some of the newer leaves have got some really gorgeous pink variegation, which of course, I absolutely have to get a snap of. And one of these days, you're going to see a full-length video about this particular Monstera siltepecana, because I'm rescuing it currently. It's a long process, but we're getting there, and of course, I need to document the process, so we'll get a photo. Truthfully, I'm not really sure what to do with this philodendron Rojo Congo. Red. It's overflowing out of its pot, but it's gorgeous, and I'm going to take a photo. Now, a plant that I've got high hopes for, I haven't had much success with these before, but I've got this, this fiddly fig that I've had since like January, and it's doing all right. It's put out a couple of leaves in my care. I'm giving it a shake regularly because I want it to grow a nice strong trunk and there's no wind inside. So for posterity or prosperity? One of those words, I'm gonna take a photo. As a bit of a table centerpiece here, I've got a Ficus Audrey, and the name of this one escapes me. It's on screen now though. And you know, usually we put things in 3s. These are just in 2, but I'm gonna take a photo. Some other plants you might see in a video project one day, because I am documenting them. I've got a Philodendron Parisio Verde, I don't know if I pronounced that right, and a Philodendron Redwings. And I've also got these on poles. They're totally attached. These are fairly recent additions, but I'm really enjoying them. Just look at the size of the leaves and the color of the petioles here. I really like them, so we'll take some photos. I think I want to go to the study now. Regular viewers of That's Pretty Cool may recognize some of this bookshelf. I've got a few plants on it as well, no surprise there. We've got this Rhaphidophora tetrasperma here. I'm not entirely sure where this came from actually, but it was very, very small when I got it and looking really struggling, and it's since started watering it regularly. It's looking all right. Then I've got this Pothos and Joy up here. Then there's this lime green something, not entirely sure. We'll get some pictures. Ooh, it might be a little dark in here. The shutter's taking a long, it's a slower, it's an automatic shutter on this one at the moment. And I generally have pretty shaky hands, so we'll see how these ones turn out, but we'll do our darndest. We'll see. There are a few other plants in the room that I'm not quite ready to share, so I won't. Oh, there is one more in this room actually, I'll show you. I like trailing plants generally. We've got another devil's ivy here. Lots of devil's ivy in this house, just they're very easy to grow. And it's got one trail at the moment, but I think that'll increase in the future, especially if I start pruning. So because I might start pruning, I'll take a photo because in a year's time, this may look very different. Nah, we'll see how that turns out. I've got 9 shots left. I think I might go to the bedroom. Got a few plants in here. Yes, we've also got a green wall. It's nice to be able to paint walls when you own a house or have a mortgage on a house. The bank owns it. You know what it's like. Anyway, we recently installed some hanging pots. We have been enjoying going to like flea markets and various places where there's lots of secondhand goods. And we've been looking for lots of brass. You might have noticed a few other bits of brass in the house. We love a brass moment. And yeah, we've got a few things in here. I've got another Mycans. I've got a Philodendron Brazil, and we've got a Nepenthes. We've got a rainwater tank just out there, so it's really easy to water this one with rainwater because Nepenthes like rainwater. They don't like the added chemicals to tap water generally. So it works really well. So better get some photos. Oh, that was a really long one. It's quite dark in here. Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna come out. So I'm actually gonna take a pause now. I'm gonna take some more photos tomorrow when there's more light coming in from outside. Morning light should be pretty bright in here. And because I've got 6 shots left. Then we'll get it developed and we'll see what kind of photos I took.
Tomorrow.
All right, it's the next day. The lighting, as you can probably see by outside, is considerably better. And I'm gonna try again to take some photos of these plants. So I might start with the Nepenthes. I've got this snake plant behind me here. And I think it'd be really cool if I get a photo of it and myself in the mirror and just see what happens. So I'm gonna move this camera setup because you can see it. The mirror is a bit blurry at the moment, but you can kind of see that it's in the mirror. So I'm gonna move this out of the way and take a photo of myself in the mirror. Let's see how it goes. All right, I left my eye open in the photo, like the one that's not through the viewfinder, so we'll just see how that turns out. And now I've got 2 shots left. I'm not gonna hold on to them because I wanna go get it developed. So I'm gonna go back upstairs and now that we've got some direct light, I'm gonna take 2 more photos. It's usually a bit of a pain to film up here this time of day just because of the glare and the sun moves across the sky. So the lighting changes super quickly. But because I'm just taking 1 photo, it shouldn't be a big deal. So I'm gonna actually step back behind where this camera is so that I can take this picture. I'm even gonna get Magnus in there. Gorgeous. And then I've got 1 photo left. I really love how the sun looks coming through leaves. So I might actually take another picture of this Mycans. It's blocked a little bit by this moss pole, but I don't know, it's kind of glittery almost. And I really like that. So I'm gonna perch myself here and we'll get that photo. And now it winds. I've used it all. So now that it's wound, I'm gonna take the film out. All right, now I've got my film and I'm gonna need to take this to get it developed. So I'll pop it in, ooh, my film canister and take it to get developed. Made the drop. I've got to wait a few days now for them to develop them and print them, and then I'll find a time when I can go and collect them, and then I need a photo album. I've got to think about that. All right, it's been a couple of weeks since I took the photos. I've now got them back, and you may have noticed a slight change in video quality. You may not have. I had a rather unfortunate user error with my main camera. I took it into the shop, and it's actually apparently a reasonably difficult repair job, so they've had to send it off to the manufacturer. So I'm waiting at the moment for a quote from Canon to get it fixed. I've got this backup camera is taking the overheads at the moment, and I'm using an iPhone for the front-ons. Yeah, I'm hoping it's not going to cost me too much, because you know it's a reasonable camera. You know, many months of AdSense went in to purchase that, and yeah, that's how it goes. But we move on, we learn from our mistakes, and we're going to do some things with the photos that I took a little while ago. So first things first, I've got a photo album. I have not used a photo album in quite some time, and I'm looking forward to getting into it. This one is a self-adhesive one, so the way this one works is that we open it up, and then there are these pages with a plastic film on it, and you peel the film off from the middle, place your things in there, and then the film goes back on and seals the deal. It seals things in. So that's what we're going to be using today. And I've also got these, now these are just place cards. I guess you use them for marking tables, but I'm going to cut them in half and use these as kind of the labels, because it's nice to have the photos in there, but I also want to have some labels so that I know exactly what it is and the dates. It's good to keep a record of things, and if you're not writing things down, it's hard to do that. So that's what we're going to do. And I've got the all of the photos that I took here. Now, some of them have not turned out fantastically. I'm still learning, and I've got lots to learn, and especially with using my camera indoors. Like I prefer taking it outdoors. It works a lot better. I've got some things to learn there. So there are quite a few of these have turned out quite blurry. But some of them have turned out quite nicely as well. So I'm going to be going through them, and we'll put up the ones that have turned out well, and we might discard the ones that have turned out less well. But for the most part, you know, we've got some really charming photos through here. Yeah, which is nice. And a few blurry ones like, you know, that one. But we'll get into that in just a moment. But before we can put things in, I'd like to label my photo album, because it's nice to know exactly what we're using, what we've got, and to do that, you know, I could do other things. It's nice to have, you know, a classy black front cover. I really like using this label embosser to make things. Like I've got these all over the place, and it's nice, and I just like the kind of effect, the vibe that they give. So I'm just going to put plants on the front cover. So I'll go around and make a label that says plants. There we go. And we'll put it bang in the middle. Isn't that nice? And now we're ready to start adding some pictures in here. So I think I need to put a 2024 slot here, just on the opening page, and have a couple of plants, and then probably the next page will be the rest of them. So let's cut this place card in half. And I might even use my embosser to make 2024. How's that? That's kind of cute. I'm just going to kind of arrange it a little bit, and then we'll pop it all in. Then we need to find some plants to arrange around it. So I should be able to fit maybe, like if I do it like this, like two kind of landscape ones. We've got this picture of the shelf. That's turned out quite nicely. I'm happy with that. I love the vibe that filming on film, taking photos on film gives. Like it's a little softer. The light that it captures is really nice. Everything and everyone looks good on film. And then I probably want another one from a different spot that's also landscape. What have I got here? Oh boy. Yeah, that film. Yeah, that's turned out well. The yeah, philodendron Brazil looks quite blurry there. I'm not going to use that one. Oh, same with these micans. Like that's not great. Oh, it's all shaky. Oh, and the nepenthes is worse. Look at that. Oh no, I took a couple of the nepenthes. Oh, that one's not much better. It's a little better. That might be usable, but oh, that Micans is nice though. That Micans is nice. We can use that one. And this is when I came back the next day when there was light outside. That Nepenthes is a little blurry, but not too bad. We might use that. And this snake plant, oh, I'll use it because I think it's funny. Where I am taking a photo of myself in the mirror. Yeah, we'll see. I really like that photo. That's really nice. We'll come back to that one later. Okay, I don't have a lot of portrait ones. So maybe I'll just do like an off-center one like that as one page. I could put in a portrait one actually. So let's find a portrait one that we can use. These Micans is quite nice. So I'll arrange it a bit like that, I think. So let's lock them in. So I'll peel that back and I'll place them in. So I'll pop this one here, this one up here, and our title card there. Now, because it's got these little lines, I'm not sure if that's picking up on the camera super well, but it's got these little lines that actually do the adhesing, which means I can get it nice and straight pretty easy because they run straight across the page. Lay it back down, no wrinkles, nice and slow, but fairly firm. Hey, that's pretty good. That'll just stick there. Nice. I quite like that. Okay, I'm going to continue on. I'm going to zoom through. I'm going to show you some of the photos that I took and we're going to add them to the photo album. I should be able to fit kind of 3 or 4 on a page, I reckon. So let's do it. Okay, yeah, so there are some photos that have not turned out super well. I really like this one. Like the one, we've got Magnus on the floor there. We've got, the main shelves. The light's looking good. You've got a shadow of Magnus down there. The light's bouncing around a little bit in different spots. I really like this photo. I think that's a good photo. I'll pop it in here. So let's I'll make this kind of page. This page might just be the plants from this shelf. So we'll call this one plant shelves in the main room will do. All right, let's add some then. So I'm just got to do some arranging and stop when I'm happy with it, I guess. So there's a portrait one of the philodendron heartleaf. That's my oldest philodendron heartleaf. It's come out quite nicely. We've got a landscape there of a devil's ivy. We've got a Hoya that I don't know what exactly it is. If you can help me with an ID, I'd be very grateful. I don't know what it is. I lost the label. We've got Hoya Crimson Queen. It's only very small at the moment, so I'm looking forward to seeing this one grow over the next little while. There's a cactus of some kind. Again, I'm not entirely sure what that one is. I bought it from IKEA a while ago. Philodendron Brazil, it needs repotting desperately. Another devil's ivy. I need to give this one a prune. I need to start working on this one. This is my Tycon. Its oldest leaves are starting to die off now, so I really wanted to start pushing out some new growth points towards the bottom. So I think I need to top it. I've just not been wanting to. It's putting out another leaf, even though it's winter now. It's starting to grow another leaf, and the new leaves are looking great. But towards the base there, it's looking a little bare, and I'd like it to start thickening up a bit more. So it's a gorgeous plant. It's my favorite, and it's looking great. But I need it to. It needs a repot in the spring, and it needs to be pruned. So that'll come at some point. There's a Hoya Austral. It's a little blurry. That's a my oldest houseplant in the collection. Very blurry. I'm not even going to use that. 3 king syngoniums come out quite nicely. Another cactus. I'm not entirely sure what that one is. With an ammonite. Then we get some moss pole things. I'll leave those for now. So I'll pop the devil's ivy there. That will work out okay for me. Yeah, gorgeous. Okay, moving then. So I'm going to use some more of these ones from there. Let's see if I can fit maybe 4 on this page. I'm not sure if I will, but we'll see. I'm finding just looking at them all in front of me, I really like this. I think this has been a really good choice, and I can't wait to keep going. I want to get a couple of my moss poles in. So I'm really been diving into moss poles, and I know you've not seen any of that. I haven't shared any of that yet on this channel. They've got some videos in the works. I like making videos over a long period of time to show you in a short amount of time the changes that have happened. These are going to be featured in that, and I've got a couple of others that are going to be in there as well. Some of the moss pole pictures are no good, like this this marble queen epipremnum. I'm not going to bother with that one. The Mycons here is okay. The Adansonii here is also all right. So I'll pop them in. And I think we're not too far off being done here. I know there are lots more photos, but I don't want to put just really blurry ones in there. I'm happy with how these ones turned out. All right, so the pictures that I took in this study, I'll show you quickly. Have not turned out awesomely. Like this one is probably, I could probably use this one. The one I've got Devil's Ivy, another Devil's Ivy. I've got Devil's Ivy everywhere because they just propagate really easily and they're good foliage plants and they're pretty. I like elements of this one. I would have probably liked to get more of the Lego. The guitars and ukuleles have been cut off weirdly and there's this massive white space here. It's a little blurry. It's okay. I'm not going to use it though. This Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. Can you tell that that's what it is? I'm not sure if I could. I'm going to leave it out. The Pothos and Joy, again, it's not great. User error there, user error. So then we've got some plants in the bedroom. I've got an Nepenthes that I want to pop in. I've got a Philodendron Mycons, and I've got this picture of myself with a snake plant of some kind. Let's pop it in. They're all portrait. That's not ideal, but we'll put them a little sideways and that'll work out okay, I think. So we'll do them like that. Did I get any pictures of avocado trees? Just realizing, that's what the channel's all about. Yeah, there are some on the front page. That's okay. I've got some avocado trees in there. I really like how this is turning out. That's looking really lovely. So I've used more pages than I was expecting. When it said 10 pages, I purchased this album with 10 pages. I thought it meant like 10 double-sided pages. It's not, it's 5. So I'm gonna need to get some refills for this one. You can do that for this one. I don't know how to refill it, but I've got instructions somewhere for that. So I guess I'll make it work one way or another. Well, there's like there are screws there, so I'll just have to unscrew some things and hope for the best. That'll be fun. So I should be able to get a lot more in here. I don't know why they don't sell it with more, because like this could be expanded a lot. Like there's a lot of flex in there still. Anyway, we've started a photo album and I really like it. So we'll revisit this one in a year's time, maybe with some slightly better photos. Hopefully my skills will have improved by then. But I think it's just been a charming little exercise. I hope you've enjoyed this slightly different kind of plant tour. I know I've certainly enjoyed making it. It's been a really rewarding experience for me. I hope that's translated for you as well. And yeah, it's just nice to take things a bit more slowly. It's a little more artistic and have something physical that you can show that is a bit of a snapshot in time of your plants. I am really looking forward to having this as an object to look back on in years to come. And compare and see all of the growing that my plants have done. Obviously, I don't have all of my plants in here. I took a lot of photos of other plants that I just haven't included at all because the photos are non-starters, but that's how it goes. I'm learning, so I'll hopefully improve for next time around. And for next time around, I'll also get some refills. I might even get a bunch of refills soonish so that I don't have to hope that the photo album company doesn't go out of business. I don't think that's gonna be a problem, but Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you've enjoyed it. I've certainly enjoyed making it. I'd love to know what you thought about it with the like button and in the comments below. This is a different kind of video for me. Usually I make videos about avocado trees and other plant things, but it's nice to break the mold a little bit and do more of a vlog style video. So thanks for joining me on this one. I do really like doing them. It's nicer to have kind of more go with the flow kind of video and just explore things, take time to show you my plants. They're one of the things that bring me a lot of joy, and I love seeing them change and grow over time, as we all do with our plants. So thank you for joining me on this journey. If you'd like to see more of my stuff, make sure you're subscribed to Scott Grows an Avocado Tree, and I'm on Instagram at Scott Grows an Avocado Tree. And if you just want to see more of me in general, I'm on my second channel, That's Pretty Cool, where I make videos about all kinds of things, not just plant related, and I'd love to see you over there as well. Hopefully the next video you see will be back on the main camera. I'm a little anxious about that, and I'm hoping it doesn't cost too many months of AdSense revenue to fix it, because I don't have, at this point in time, I don't have a Patreon or anything. I don't really take brand deals, so it's just ads paying for my equipment. So I'm grateful to be in this position. I'm grateful that I can use AdSense to pay for those things. Just makes me feel like a bit of a wally when I break the things. So that's that. Anyway, enough from me today. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, and we'll see you next time.
Scott grows an avocado tree. Scott grows an avocado tree. Scott grows an avocado tree. Scott grows an avocado tree.